I'm going to drag the timer over onto the top screen. We have about 1.5 minutes remaining. All right, we got about 1 minute left, but I really don't think anyone thinks they're going to finish in the last minute. Let's take a pause. Reset your stack. Just stick with me. Reset your stack. All right, hold on. Here, give me reset it to exactly how it started. Give me some feedback. How'd that go? Why? So let's use hands. Why was it horrible? Hey guys, we got a classmate talking, so we want to give each other the same respect that we want. So, what's your name again, bud? Liam.
I've played this game before, and we could talk to each other. But without communication, we couldn't really tell each other, like, why don't you do this, and why don't you do that, or like, I'll do this and move it here.
I could not have even paid you for a better answer. So,
you could.
Keep calm and talk about it. And now I'll give you 5 minutes. You are allowed to discuss with your group. Go. Sure, yeah. Reset. You touched it with your hand. You knocked it off. Gotta put it on the ground.
We're done.
Nice. So try to reverse it. Still not touching the cups. Restack it to its original point. Nice. Now try to reverse it. So use the screen over and get it back to how it started. You guys have to stop. Oh, sorry about that. They're too far away. No, sorry, I didn't do that. Keep communicating, guys. Okay, so we
We're done.
Now try to make it again. See how many laps you can do. You got 3 minutes left. So you guys did that in under 2 minutes this time. Pretty impressive. You guys are dudes. What do you mean? Unless you can get back up off the ground and you can find all the holes off. I like your idea, and there's only 3 of you, so that makes it tough. I like that. I'm not giving up yet. We're almost there. Yeah. Communicate, guys. Here, go back to where you were. Reset it to where you were. I'll help you out. Do that one. Try your top one again. Set that up right. Try that again. Try to talk with each other. Do you think in a minute and a half you can get your sack again? The 3, 2, 1 one? Try it out. See how fast you can do it. I bet you go fast enough and that once. It works. Oh.
These are stacked, so
I'm not smart. You sort of kind of look like Benedict Cumberbatch. I don't know why. He's Sherlock. 30 seconds! 30 seconds! Nice!
oh, that took forever.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1! That's time. All right, please go ahead and grab your seat back in your original desk, or not original, but the desk that you were just at in your group. Please reset the cup stacks to how they were when we started.
Are they still acid?
No, you may touch the cups now. I have until 1. All right. So, all right, let me steal your attention. So, I love group conversations, but they sometimes are a struggle because we don't all get a chance to share what we're thinking. So, if at your table group you can choose or have a volunteer, one person to scribe, which means to write, kind of take notes for the table. And if no one will, I guess do a coin flip or something. I mean, or you could just like step up because everyone's gonna end up scribing at some point. So you may just want to say, sure, I'll do it today because we're not even on the math yet. Nudge, nudge, maybe. So if somebody you got one thing to write with and one thing to write on, if you do not have paper, multiple places where I have paper in the room are right there. Right here, I have total scratch paper. It does not need to be lined or graphed, it just needs to be paper. So here's what I'd like you to do. I'll let you guys get paper and pencils. We're not quite there yet. I need to stock some more graph paper and stuff. So there's isometric dot paper, which is on 3D design. There's line paper there, and I'll get graph paper. There's scrap paper up over there. So I have a little video to show you guys, because one of the things that often we end up as humans kind of telling ourselves is, well, I'm just not the kind of person who's good at that. Maybe I'm just not good at doing a cup stack with a rubber band and string. Well, that's not true. You okay, guys? What you're really probably trying to communicate is I haven't learned this yet. I haven't gotten good at this yet. I haven't mastered this yet. So, Colin, do you know how to turn on my surround sound over there? Click the big button on the left-hand side. I have a little video we're going to watch, and then after this video, we're going to have group conversations. We're pretty much like at your small group. What we're going to talk about, two things. In a group setting, what are things you like to hear, and what are things you don't like to hear? So when you're working in groups, so kind of have that in your head as we go. But I got a brief little video to set your brain up for, like, there is no such thing as a person who's good at math or a person who's bad at math. There's only learned skills. So you can't say, well, I'm not a math person. That's not true. I'm not a math person yet. could be something that you could say, but there's no like hard wiring of our brains.
Oh, it's okay. You don't have to be good at math. You can be good at other things.
And I remember I had a teacher say, like, oh, it's okay. You can excel at other things. You can be good at other things. Well, sure you can, but that doesn't mean it's just okay to be bad at math. Like that, no.
You know what you just said? Yeah. Sounds like you believe in the myth of the math person.
That damaging myth that's just everywhere?
What?
You're caught in a myth, but that's okay. The Ucubians are experts at fighting myths.
Yes, we fight myths with science.
Brain science tells us that no one's born without a math brain and no one's born with one. In fact, our brains are constantly growing and changing. No one's born a math person.
Yeah, don't trap your brain in the myth. You can do whatever you set your mind to.
Wow, that's really cool. I'm excited for my brain to change and grow as I learn. Give us science!
Oh, they're super cheesy. I am cheesy.
People are naturally good at math, and some people aren't. I should change my message to say that everyone can do anything, and your brain can grow and change. Hi.
So we'll come back to Joe Bowler later, just because we're running out of time pretty quick today. So use the last about 8 minutes that we have in class and chat within your groups. Your scribes should be writing these things. I just make 2 different sections of your page. What do we not like to hear? And what do we like to hear? So you can make likes and dislikes or pro, con, whatever. We want to like, and you could do say this, not that. So you could say, instead of saying you suck, you could say, hey, you could get better. Which of course none of us would be that rude. I saw some faces like, yeah, of course we wouldn't be that rude. But you don't even realize how sometimes when you're like, something you say can come across in a different way. You say that solution doesn't make any sense. You don't know what you're doing. That's essentially like telling somebody they suck. You could instead change it around and say, I don't quite understand what you're doing. Could you explain this to me? So think about what we want to hear versus what we don't want to hear. I'll let you guys go. And your goal would be try to come up with 10. Not 10 for each of us, but just like 10 total. If you're able to, try to come up with 10. There are no wrong answers. I guess I should make this a bit more open. I hear some conversations. You don't just have to do like statements, but behaviors. Behaviors work too. So behaviors you like or don't like in group work. What even Oh, yeah, you do. When did I complain? Oh, Grace. Oh, let's put Grace. I see some teams kind of struggling to, like, you're kind of hitting your end point. So sometimes it helps to bounce these off other people. And I guess I need to change my verbiage too, as I hear you guys talking. We really, this year, want to talk about teams, not groups, because group work can even have, like, negative connotation. Like, people just have learned, like, oh, I don't like group work because there's always somebody who doesn't do their part. I don't like group work because there's always somebody who takes charge. So we're going to talk about teams this year, and that's on me. I need to change my verbiage. But, so what do we got? What are some big ones you really think, like, yeah, this is a crucial piece? Help me with your name again. Aubrey. Complaining, whining. So what instead? Do you have a suggestion instead of complaining?
Like, let's say you needed help instead of just complaining, saying this is why this ask for help.
Find a way to get help. Either peers, another team, a teacher. Yeah.
Communication and no communication.
So what do you mean a lot? Like, because there's a lot of ways you can
No
communicate.
one's talking.
That's a good thing or bad thing? Bad thing what?
Because we need to create ideas. If we're all just like something different.
Hey guys, you want to respect the person who's talking. I know there's a lot to look at in my classroom, but come on. Yeah. So, like, communicating your ideas and your thoughts to the other people in your group so you're all benefiting.
Well, like, if you don't agree with another person, try to reason with them. Like,
Yeah, as opposed to just, you're wrong. Yeah, reason, right? And justifications, like rationale. You can't just say because, right? I mean, your parents can say that because they have the parent atomic bomb. They can just say because I said so. And that works. But you're not a parent. Well, life's not fair. What else? What about when you were doing the cup stack? So we don't have to be specific to, like, group work, teamwork, whatever. What made the cup stack better versus not?
Having strategy. When you first weren't able to talk in under 3 minutes, that was kind of complicated. Because when I first did it, I noticed something that would be helpful to us, but I couldn't say it. But then whenever we communicated, the strat helped us a lot and made us do a lot of things quicker, even though we didn't succeed, but we still got it done faster.
You did better than you would have, right? You think if you had a little bit more time to do it and you were still able to communicate, you guys could figure it out?
Yeah.
Who, when I told you, you have 2 minutes to do this without talking, who thought you were going to be able to do it? Yeah, I wouldn't either. I tried this years and years ago. Who, when I said, now you can communicate and now you have a bit more time, thought, well, this is manageable. We got this. Yeah. You know, one thing that I heard, what's your name, bud? Yours. Marvin. Marvin, I was back there walking around, and one thing Marvin said, they only had a group of 3. So Marvin's having to work 2 strings, and Marvin, like, the cup fell, went on the ground, and he said, I'm not giving up. That's the attitude that we want in here. Things are going to be a struggle. You might, when you approach something, look at it and say, well, there's no way that we can do this. But if you use your teammates, if you communicate with each other, and you help each other out, anything is possible. And we all can become math people. So I'm right about out of time. But we will get into math things. Realize that this year, Worthington adopted a new resource, a new curriculum, whatever you want to say. They've probably got stacks of books in the back there. You will get a paper resource textbook. You will get a paper resource workbook. It's way better than digits. World's different, and it's all based around teamwork. Feedback that we've gotten from students from other districts that have been using this is that when they go to math class, they essentially hang out with their friends. That's what math class feels like. Now, obviously, you're hanging out while some math objectives are happening, but if I could have your scribe bring me your paper with whatever you jotted down, no right or wrong, no name needs to be on it, I just want whatever your feedback is, and then you guys are headed out to 1B, thank you, which, depending on your letter group, in the wrong window. So here you go. I think you're all, I'm pretty sure you're all going to language arts. So let me give you a strategy for this. So quietly, hang on with me. Go past her doorway. So keep going.
I know, right, Grant?
Don't hang out in this area. So hang out, push on down past the language arts room. Okay. Estes would probably be able to help you with that potentially. I think he's still out for this next spot. Hey, Robert. Could you give a little bit of help with the laptop card? You trying to get on the network? I
already fell.
What you said. I don't know. You're talking about it. So don't sit down. Don't sit down. Come this way. Come this way around.
With our binder? What?
Yeah. So here, make a line right here, real quick. Like, just don't go anywhere.
With your binder.
Yes. All right. With your binder. No, but I do like magic. Jack Bontley in the 8th grade is our resident magician. He is way better than me, so I leave the magic up to him.
Okay.
But I can. So, you are going to take a card and sit at the corresponding table group. And they're all, I mean, it's just whatever, so here, I'll make this real easy. Take cards.
Wait, do you know how to do the wave, like the wave yet on the table?
If it's like a felt table, yeah, but these cards are
I can do
junky
it
too.
on a normal table.
Really?
Where you flip it up.
That's sweet. No switching cards, no trying to get with your friends, just go to your appropriate table group.
Oh,
So, is this all? We are a smaller group. So, can I have Ian have you here? Help me out with your name. Alana, if I can have you here, and if you, what's your name? Nina, if you can jump back to here, we will balance out our groups like that. Great. So, your objective here in your group is to take the cup stack and what you see on the left-hand side of that screen. I'll come around in a second to grab those, or Mr. Smith can if you want. That left picture is where you're starting, and the right picture is where you're ending. Now, here's the problem. These cups, anyone ever play The Ground is Lava? Ever play the game Ground is Lava? I love playing that game. So, problem is, these cups are lava, right? You can't touch the cup. Now, we have, I have superpowers, so it's okay. We have this magical device, this rubber band with strings. I should invent some cool name for it. But we have this magical device that can touch the lava cups. So, your objective is to go from left picture to right picture. You're just 3, 2, 1 stack, pyramid. But you can't talk. So you have 3 minutes starting whenever I get the timer going. 0 talking. And timer has begun. Oh yeah, there is a prize for the first group that gets this done. Oh, your hand just melted off. Ah! to get back on track. The only thing you can touch, no, you can't touch the cup. You can touch strings. It's all about learning how to use your tools. One minute. You can, if you get really frustrated, reset it all to exactly how it began and start over without quote unquote melting your hands off. So I think based on what I see from these groups, this is actually a good moment to stop. And we're relatively close back here. So let's hold on just a second. So we had one group who accomplished it, and actually quite surprisingly quick, but Mr. Scherg was back there directing you, so I disagreed with what just happened.
He wasn't
So,
directing.
yeah, I know, but he should have just held his horses. So, set it back to exactly how it began. And I switched slides too quickly, but what could help? Communication, right? Try this again, but now you can talk. You can communicate, you can do whatever you need. Now also, you're not stuck where you are. If you want to move, you can move, but so move your entire stack and then start. So you can touch the stack to move it. Yeah, I'm going to reset the timer, but yeah, you can talk now. And group that got it last time, now you're seeing how fast can you get it. If you have an idea, share it with your group. It's all about learning how to use your tools. Well, I would say it was you, but again, it's not going to be dad. All right, now we're going to put it back. I agree to disagree. Okay, so now your objective is to get it back where it began, still using only the tool that you've been given. Good work. We should try this next chapter. Try it again, see how fast you can do it.
You can put it on upside down.
I forget his name. Rob Daniels. That's what it was.
We'll worry about that later.
Okay, reset it where you were. Get in part of the group. 52 seconds.
Making us more stressed.
47, 46, 45, 44.
We did it!
Good work. Now try to get it back to where it started. With only using your tool.
It's actually going to be.
Hudson, Mr. Hudson, we did it twice now.
We got to do this.
I'm not technically timed, but you seem to be the most efficient that I've seen. I only have one class, but you work very well.
Oh, wait.
There.
Stick your hand.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alright, please reset your stack to how it was at the get-go. So let's chat. So bring it in, give me your attention for just a bit. Let's chat. So, feedback. Desmond.
It was a lot harder to do it when not communicating because with having at least one hand holding the string so you could move the string or move the cup, you only had one hand to kind of speak with because you couldn't talk. So you had to kind of use like motions.
And I love what you said. Because you actually were communicating with that hand. Right? So it's not that you had zero communication, you just were limited.
It's just harder because you only have one hand.
So imagine how hard it would be if you literally had zero communication. Like if you couldn't even direct with your hand. You were just doing your job and could not communicate with anybody. So you first didn't quite understand how to utilize the tool. Yeah, so learning how to use your tool is pretty important. Cool.
For our group, like at the beginning, we all like kind of figured it out. Because I saw that like one of us, I don't remember which one, but like when we were trying to figure out what to do with the cup, someone with their hand just went, and then we all like figured it out. And then the first cup before we even did that, like I pointed like people like, hey, put the cup here.
Yeah,
and, like, everyone like.
So you kind of, if I try to synthesize it, you kind of like formed a plan. Like even without communicating, well, you did communicate, but without talking, you kind of made a plan that you were going to follow. Like we're going to pull the strings, we're going to place it here. I like it. What else? What were some of the big differences that you noticed when you were allowed to talk and you could communicate more effectively?
When we weren't talking and like communicating as well as with our fingers, we couldn't even stack it to the top even once.
Mm-hmm.
But while we communicate, we got to stack it twice and put it back.
Yeah. We'll come back.
So 3 times when trying to stack the cup, it fell and was on its side. One time happened when we couldn't communicate with talking. We couldn't communicate by talking. And so we were a little confused because we were trying to like wrap the string around it and pick it up. But like two people were trying to pick it up but using 2 different methods, so it wasn't really working. But when we got to talk the second and third time, we figured out, okay, we know how to do this without touching the cup this time. We just have to like do this and we could easily communicate.
So even though you both had methods that probably maybe could have each worked, since you were trying to do both at the same time, they kind of conflicted?
Because we couldn't communicate.
Yeah.
Because we were trying to tell like each other what to do, but 2 people were like trying to like get the cup up, but it wasn't really working.
It's hard to tell somebody what to do if they're not listening to you telling them what to do. It doesn't make it very effective.
When our group couldn't talk, we were kind of like whispering because we were like, oh, we can't talk, but we really want to talk. And when you gave us the ability to talk, we just didn't talk.
Oh yeah, that happened with us.
We were like so confident.
Well, so hold on. So you kind of cheated it the first way, and then you'd already figured out enough, because you were still communicating, you just weren't talking. But, so would it have been more efficient if you just talked from the get-go? You think you would have gotten it quicker?
Probably gotten it quicker.
We were struggling with not talking, but then when you allowed us to talk, we didn't really talk at the beginning because we had then figured out what we needed to do, so we didn't really need to communicate.
Interesting. So once enough communication has happened, everybody has kind of learned what to do, and we can kind of all just make it happen, chug along. Yeah.
Our group, for us, like, we didn't really feel like the need to talk. We just weren't allowed to talk. And then
Well, you also kind of figured it out really early,
and
which...
then our group, like, I think I said this, I was like, guys, let's just talk because we are not doing it, so we don't have to. Plus, then the other group might be able to hear what we're saying. I'll just give away how to do it.
just like didn't really talk at all.
What if the goal was for everybody in the class to get it? Not like your group had to get it first, but then what if the goal was that everybody did get it?
Well, then what we would do is we would like clap or something to get attention over here, and then we would do it. And
Well,
then
what if you were allowed to talk?
you were like, "I'd be like, hey guys, this is how you do it. Pull the string from the cup."
Do you think your group could disperse to other groups and help them since you guys had already figured it out? Interesting.
As soon as I saw this, I knew what was going on because I did this at an activity at my church once.
I was wondering if one of you had done it before because you guys got it really fast. So there is no such thing. So actually, that's a perfect segue. So we could say there is a person who's good at the cup is lava activity. But Ian, if I said like, hey, your brain is not good at the cup activity.
I would leave this class.
Ian would like, get out of here. So you think that would be false, right? Like that's not. What do you mean I'm not? I've never had a chance to do it. Give me a chance. I can learn this, right? You'd like kind of get upset about that. So why then do we accept? And I know this is accelerated 7, so the conversation changes a little bit. Why do we then accept that certain people, our parents included, will just say, well, I'm not a math person, or well, I'm just bad at math. Well, my brain just doesn't do math. Well, I just don't think like that. That's not true. These statements are false. So hang on to it for a second, Will. So we're going to watch half of this little brief video. And these are from Stanford University. So the students are college students. But Stanford University has taken a huge initiative with how our brains grow. And if you know anything about colleges, Stanford is a pretty nice university. It carries a lot of weight. If you say I went to Stanford, you're pretty much getting that job. So let's check out this little video from UCubed, which is kind of their initiative that they created. And then we'll do a bit more talking, both small group and larger group then. They're super corny. I'll just tell you that now. Cheesy's awesome.
Damaging myth that's just everywhere? What?
You're caught in a myth, but that's okay. The Ucubians are experts at fighting myths.
Yes, we fight myths with science.
Brain science tells us that no one's born without a math brain and no one's born with one. In fact, our brains are constantly growing and changing. No one is born a math person.
Yeah, don't trap your brain in the myth. You can do whatever you set your mind to.
Well, that's really cool. I'm excited for my brain to change and grow as I learn. Go science!
So some people in these videos will have accents because they're not necessarily from America, because when you decide to go to university, sometimes you leave your country to do so. So we'll come back to this video.
I guess
hold
I
on.
should stop assuming that some people are naturally good at math and some people aren't. I should change my message to say that everyone can do anything and your brain can grow and change.
So we're going to revisit this tomorrow, but what I'd like you guys to do now is talk as a group. And if you could, I know, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to write something. If you could choose a scribe. So not everybody, but one person at your table to be the scribe. Scribe means to write. It's literally the prefix of the word that means to write. I've got paper both here, and so that's like lined or graph paper will be in those stacks. Up here, I've just got scrap paper where one side got printed on and the other side's totally blank. For things like this especially, I love if you guys use scrap paper because I'm trying to save the world. One bottle of water, one paper at a time. We can all save the world. So I would rather than getting your binder, grab a scrap sheet of paper. What we want to talk about in your groups is, especially from the cup activity, or if you were thinking about working in math teams, is think about things you do not like people to say or do. So we're going to say behaviors too when working in a group or a team, and really any team. So it wouldn't have to just be like a school, like even if you were like in a sports team or some other kind of team trying to like a robotics team or something like that. And then reflect on things you would like them to say. So one way that you can take this is if somebody said this, they could instead say this. You know what I mean? So if somebody said, I'm not good at math, I'm not doing this. What could you say probably to them saying, well, you can get better at math, your brain can grow, those sort of like, so how can we spin things to use positive, what we would like to hear and see done? So I'll give you a few minutes to talk about that in your groups. So choose one scribe, grab some paper. Group roles will rotate. So if you're not the scribe today, you'll end up being the scribe here in another day or two or whatever. Or I'm bad at this. I don't like when people talk self-destructively. When I say I'm bad at this, I'll never get better. Like it's like self-destructive.
No, it's like RCC too. Like I can't do this. Like they say I can't do this. They say I can't do this. Get better. Yeah, like you get better with time and practice. People shouldn't say I'm bad at math, but instead should say I'm not good at math now, but I'm excited to get better.
I mean, if I threw a calculus problem in front of you, do you think you'd be able to do it? So you are respectively good at math. But if I threw you in a calculus class, you could have the same feeling as one of those people. Like, you said, well, I don't know because I'm not bad at math. You could know that feeling. It's just all perspective. And your objective would be to get 10 on your list. So it could be 6 and 4, 5 and 5, 3 and 7, don't care. There's 10 total on your list. I'm a bad artist. Really bad. I know. I could get better. My sister on this Congratulations to your family. Good luck to you. I'm moving to start attack, right? Okay, well, keep talking to the group. We can catch up later. Mathematical stuff that goes up in between the grades. I'll make that arrow a bit more obvious. All right, so we got about 3 minutes to wrap this up and bring this together. So let's full group now. So what do you guys have on your paper? Key things, important stuff you want communicated out to everybody, because these teams are going to be fluid throughout the year. You will not be keeping the same team for longer than like maybe a week, if you even keep the same team for a week. So this is with any of your peers. What do you like or dislike? Help me out with your name. Alana. There's a lot of similar names.
This question's so easy, and since you can't do it, then it's stupid.
Ooh, so even if we just take half of that, the perspective of easy versus hard, like this is so easy. Easy is a relative word. It is not a like, boom, this is what it means. So yeah, those easy, hard, those words, try to avoid those. That can really cut people down. Yeah.
We said we don't like it when people say kind of like what they said, but instead of saying this problem is easy, but like this problem is so easy, why can't you do it?
Yeah.
And
So
instead say, let me help you with this, or I'm working right now, but you should probably go find a teacher to help.
yeah. So maybe I'm trying to think of how you could spin that. The whole like, why can't you do it? Maybe we could instead say, what's causing you to have trouble? Like, where are you getting stuck? Like, ask a question about their difficulty. I like that. Yeah.
I don't have this, but I was thinking like some people they just like some people can pick up on things like faster than other people, and I feel like a lot of times because they don't pick up on it like as fast, people like would beat themselves down and be like, why can't I do this? All my friends can do this. I'm just the one dumb one of our group. Like, wow.
So if I try to synthesize that,
So there should be someone. I'm gonna work on this tonight, and I'm just gonna go through it and try my hardest.
so could we maybe say that a dislike might be silent understanding or not understanding, like whether you get it or not, being silent about that doesn't help anybody else. And we could say what we do like is that shared intelligence. Like if I get it, I should explain why I get it, not just get it on my own. Does that work? Okay. I'm just trying to like wrap it around, paraphrase it. What else? Yeah.
So for the first one that we had, something we disliked was like somebody like thinking or like saying this to their group, saying I can't do this, and then just not participating. Where what we would like is that I may not be able to do this, but I will at least try and participate and get better at it.
Yeah, I'll at least try. I love that. And that, honestly, that's a way to flip the statement of I can't do this or I like whatever. Just saying like, well, I'll try my hardest. Like if my wife wants me to get the garage clean, I may think there is no end point of clean, but I can say, well, I'll try my hardest, and then at least I'm working towards a goal, right? Even if I don't think the goal is reachable, at least if I have the attitude of I'm working towards it, at least I'm making progress, as opposed to I can't do this and shut down, and then my wife would be upset. So we, I believe, are out of time, which is the classes are really fast today. Yeah, 28. So you guys are gonna break up from here then. So be careful with where you're headed. You're not all headed to the same place. So if you are, this is even tough. Yeah, just if you need help, ask us. I'm not gonna confuse anybody. Where's what? Oh, can I have that? Yeah, just whoever had it. Doesn't need to have a name on it or anything. Thank you very much.
You want the board, you put them on the table.
We can just leave them there. I'm trying to catch them as they come in. The first class I just was not back here in time.
Are you doing it with your 8th grade too?
Yeah. Especially because they were in 2 separate classes last year. Some of them were in Math 8, some of them were in Math 1.